Wu-Tang style.
You and Wu-Tang is for what?
Cashmere peacoats, fella caught a fortune off casino. Wigging out, I'm giving out free smoke. Hater love to doubt ace. I live in the kitchen baking pound cakes. Supreme clientele, never clout chase. Global mogul, ex-lover, I ain't trying to hold you. Watch me gain power like I changed in the phone booth. Low brim, soldier slim, cover me, I'm going in. Fucking with him, they gon' notify your closest kin. Static on the track like an old dusty 45. Static on my back, pack the old rusty 45. You caught the vibe, that's on any given Sunday. Ready with the drum play, I'm heavy with the feng shui. I must say I'm up now. In spite of all my goals, they tried to shut down. I'm still worth millies on the bust down. So savage, total my average, that's GOAT status. Addicts, feeding for these lines, that's a coke habit.
Yo, ghost lethal, like the diamonds on a handle on a Desert Eagle. I pop like an old record with a thin needle. I got verses in the safe written in Hebrew. Back the fuck up. I'll catch a bullhead we call Onyx. Once in a while, get my dick sucked. Yeah, listening to Delphonics. Old rituals, make it until it's visual. How you gonna kill a ghost knowing he's invisible? Every time I fly, I'm leaving my hoes miserable. I'll be back like my money on residuals. Space table, cutting everything fatal. Yeah, stronger than whiskey.
That Black Riding, that pause. We should just restart the entire episode.
Nah, for people who don't know, Black is an artist. He's a fantastic R&B artist. He just put out an album, got a couple hits on there. Will be on this Splashcast 36 pack. Let's do it, Reg.
Yeah, man, let's get into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 95 of the Splashcast, Monday Night Raw, the Around the League edition, where we come and broadcast and do a live show every Monday at 8:30. We just finished the pregame. If you have a chance, go back and listen to it if you're listening to it now. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. I'm feeling great. Before we do anything, always remember, like, follow, subscribe, tell other people about the podcast. We are here to have a good time. There will be beverages as me and Reggie do our best to get through what we consider like dealing with the team called the Atlanta Hawks. And I'm not sure if we have an outright, but relax, have a seat.
Have a seat. Well, y'all, Julius Randle had a career
water
night
first
tonight. About to drink this water. Y'all know what it is with the Around the League edition. We always start off with our HBCU news around the culture. Then we go to basketball and football, whichever is in season. Normally it's either football or basketball, whichever one's in season. But we always start off with the culture first. But before we do that, Norwood, what can they do?
Like, follow, subscribe, tell somebody else about the podcast. You know, we are the realest podcast in the world. At least you can do is tell somebody else.
Definitely can tell somebody else, man. And so we're going to start off with some HBCU football real quick. Hey, man, if anybody knows about Benedict College, it's Norwood and I. We both have family ties to Benedict, one of the better institutions in HBCU culture, one of the best kept secrets over there in Columbia, South Carolina. They actually went 13-1 and won the SIAC last year.
Correct.
And they are a powerhouse, to say the least. What happens when you have success at any college program? First thing that happens, they start to pick off your assistants. That's always, you can always tell how good a college program is by how many assistants they have to turn over. It's an unfortunate casualty of being a great coaching system and coaching tree. The offensive coordinator
That comes with the territory.
100%. The offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator for the quarterbacks coach, Kevin Saxon II, has announced he accepted a position as an offensive assistant with the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Mr. Saxton. Shout out to the Chiefs. I am happy for him. Benedict runs the 5 wide, runs the spread offense. Very similar. It's a 5 wide version of what Kansas City runs with Patrick Mahomes. And they're widely successful in it. So this isn't just a affirmative action hire or what do you call it? The Rooney Rule hire. This ain't like a Rooney Rule, nothing. This dude, Kevin Saxton, is a real deal offensive guru when it comes to football. And he learned from one of the better offensive minds at Benedict as well. How you feel about this, man?
I like it. And also, I like the Chiefs consistently going into HBCUs and trying to find different assets, whether it be players and or coaches.
Yeah. That I couldn't remember the head coach.
Super Bowl
His name,
won. What you talking about? Fayetteville State?
Chennis Berry is the head coach of Benedict. And he came from Southern, actually. That's how I know about Chennis Berry. He was the offensive coordinator at Southern when they was winning the SWAC championship, running 5 wide. And a lot of people wanted him to be Southern's next head coach down there at Benedict. But Kevin Saxton steps into a role. This is what I like, and I'll let you talk. The reason I like this hire is because he steps into a role that is similar to the role that he's already in terms of scheme and philosophy. You're not hiring him to go run Tennessee's offense, for example, that runs the power I with 2. You are hiring him in a place where he can succeed. That is
continuity.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, for me, I like it that it stays in what he's doing. I just also think about like the culture change going from, like an HBCU school to going to the world champions. That's got to be an exciting run. That's got to open up tons of doors, not just now, but like forever.
The doors.
Yeah. So you got to like all of this.
So I know some of y'all are like, dang, why are we talking about Benedict's offensive coordinator going to the Chiefs? It's very important that this is highlighted because it does open a lot of doors. It should open a lot of doors. It's no pressure because you've already proven yourself to be a good coach to even get to this point. So no pressure, Kevin. I mean, we know you're going to succeed.
And on top of that, man, let's be real. Chiefs might run that thing back. You might have showed up at the right time.
Man, we're going to get the football. They are linked to a certain receiver. We're going to get the football. They're linked to a certain receiver.
Y'all want that, boy. They might just end football after that. You know what? We're just done with it. He owns it now. He's the best ever in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, man, one supporter and one of the bigger philanthropists on earth is Shaq. Shaq supports literally everybody. He created his Shaq shoe when people would make fun of him because you can find them in Walmart. But he said he's giving affordable shoes to literally almost every parent in need that is within distance of a Walmart. Literally putting your money where your mouth is, because you remember once he left Reebok, he started Shaq Shoe, and he ended up going to Walmart. He is also a huge supporter of HBCUs. He lives down here in Atlanta, I'm sorry. When you have that much money, you just live where
you're at.
He has a house here in Atlanta. He has a dwelling here in Alpharetta because he works at TNT.
He got one here too.
Yeah, he got one in the Bahamas. He got one, Barbados. But he works for TNT.
75 million jobs. You're right. I got a house. Gotta go to work, right?
He showed up for the Drumline live cast, where Fort Valley State University was performing, and this is what he did. This is Shaq. For y'all that can't see it, he is walking in and becomes a full drum major. Turn up! Hey!
He has a lot of agility to be 7 feet tall too.
That's why he's the unicorn.
He moves, and then look at how like Yao Ming moves. Completely different.
Hey, Shaq. Hey, yes, sir. Oh, all right. Not.
Respect, big dog.
Respect. And now she about to turn up though. Hey,
oh man.
Hey. And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, to march that slow is very difficult. Wait, Shaq.
And Deion then sent her a message, said, "Hey, ma'am, are you available to come to Colorado?"
Not at all. But he does. I mean, Dion want her to come teach the Colorado band how to do that, according to what Dion said.
But then you go home.
We don't need you after that. But Shaq, man, we wanted to highlight Shaq because he's hilarious. I can only imagine what it's like to grow up with Shaq as a dad. Now he's very open about his younger days, but once being the son of mature Shaq, like mature Shaq is hilarious because mature Shaq is still a big kid.
Yeah, and he's rich beyond means. And it's not only that he's rich, everybody knows your dad.
Now that does suck because you can't do nothing.
Yeah, you didn't think about that. Everybody does know your dad.
You can't do nothing wrong.
Ain't that, and you're probably gonna be 8 feet tall too. Ain't that Shaq's kid over there being tall for no reason?
6'10", 6'8", and 6'7", something like that. His daughter is like 6'3".
You're not blending. You're not blending anyway, kid.
So now we're gonna move on to basketball, and we wanted to talk about Dawn Staley and the basketball segment for March Madness, which we will. But Dawn Staley is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. She is my favorite head coach in basketball. Not even close.
You stole my hot take. I done started a little list of my different hot takes I keep over here. And that was one of them. So congratulations from both of us.
I'm going to let you know right now, we did not have the conversation about that. That
not
is
at
just
all.
But that just tells you how good of a person Dawn Staley is. So South Carolina, deservingly so, is the number 1 overall seed. They haven't lost in like 2 years or something like that. They won the national championship last year. They are the new UConn, the new Tennessee. They are that squad. And she's got a factory going. She has been ahead of the game when it comes to almost every topic dealing with NCAA sports, including the NIL. She also gives credit and is unapologetically black and unapologetically for the culture. Dawn Staley South Carolina ended up playing Norfolk State, who won the MEAC, had a really, really good record this year. But as the NCAA always does, they put the black school either in the play-in or they make them the last seed, second, third, or fourth last seed. They play the number 16 seed. I mean, the number 1 seed every year. I think this year, Howard was the number 15 seed for the first time because I think they went 30-something and 5 or something like that. But normally, they're the 15 or 16 seed. So we kind of knew what was going to happen with Norfolk State, right? They were going to play South Carolina. We knew that was going to happen. But Dawn came over to Norfolk State's locker room and gave them some words of encouragement. Let's listen to what she said, and then I'll let Norwood tell y'all how he feels about that. Sorry, I didn't know I didn't have it on.
Post players, when I first got here to South Carolina, and we would chop those bigs down like you would chop them.
So this is sophomore forward Kiara Wheeler, who was actually giving South Carolina, and Norfolk State really gave South Carolina a really good game, especially defensively. It's just, South Carolina had too much talent in the backcourt. But for Dawn to actually walk over there and give her props is huge for Norfolk State.
I think she got one more, and I'll wrap all of this up.
Oh, it's a few more, actually. 2 more things from Dawn Staley. I'll just go through them, and then we'll talk about it. Secondly, Dawn Staley, before she walked over there and gave them after she gave them words of encouragement, she also had to do a press conference. This is what she had to say.
Okay, an opening statement.
I'm gonna say it today, so we can prep for next year. Norfolk State is not a 16 seed. Just want you to know that they're not. very well coached, very disciplined. I mean, they play for 40 minutes. They run some great stuff, and I mean, if it wasn't for the way we play defense, they would have probably given us a lot of troubles, considering how we did not shoot the ball well outside of the first quarter.
Coach, if you would please make a.
So this is them playing.
For me,
see, this is big number 50. See, and that's why I wanted to go to the highlight, because she's for real. I actually went back and watched the sum of this game, and while the score says 24-9, Norfolk State just missed a lot of shots. They played really, really well. Go ahead.
So for me, she is an ally to HBCUs. She's made that very clear on multiple different occasions. She is an excellent winner. Like, some people will win a lot, but not
sore winners. Yeah, sore winners. Yeah.
Not do it with class and grace.
Mm-hmm.
She's an ally for women. Like, she covers all the bases and still does her job at a high level. I was
highest level.
Putting the list together, I was trying to think of somebody, like, as a coach, like, as a male representative, who would be anywhere near her stratosphere. And, like, the guys are good, but they're not really in her level of conversation.
Well, there's not many black male basketball head coaches that have the program and power that she has, right?
It's true.
She can do
It's
this, and she can say what she wants. Theoretically, she doesn't really say what she wants. She's very calculated, which is what I like. She can say what she wants. She can wear what she wants. As you can see, one of the this is for those listening. Dawn Staley wore the Cheney State shirt jersey, honoring the 1982 Cheney State Lady Wolves in the I don't even know, the round of 32 is what they call it. The round of 32. The Lady Wolves became the first HBCU program to play in the Division I championship game in 1982. And she wore that against South Florida, the number 18, and wore that on the bench with some Louis Vuitton pants and some Air Force Ones.
The fit was fire, but her awareness is unrivaled. It's unprecedented. I don't know if there is a male coach. I guess Popovich would probably be the closest thing when it comes to
not black male.
Yeah.
Not black male. There's no black male head coach.
Awareness,
yeah,
unprecedented.
There's
and
no
every time
black.
She does something great like this, y'all should be prepared to watch it on this very podcast, the Splashcast. Tell your friends about it.
Sneaky said it's actually very rare for small schools to be that good in the front court like Norfolk State is. Norfolk State would have I think Norfolk State probably could have beaten a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seed if they were seeded correctly.
That's the other part that we needed her to say. Hey, don't just stick them at 16 every time. I need you to go in there and accurately look and tell me where these teams should be, and don't just drop the HBCU at 16 every time. This time y'all missed it, and me being the biggest and most visible coach, I'm going to say it. Because if I don't say it, then you guys will act like you don't see it again.
For her, the Norfolk State joint, you're correct. She needed to say it. To have the foresight to say, let's go ahead and get this started for next year so that y'all don't make this same mistake. I ain't going to call it a mistake. Y'all don't do this same bullshit again. Y'all have done this every year. You set HBCUs up to fail because you put them against, I mean, you could take any of the bottom 16 to 9. 16 to 9. Seeding in any bracket, in any section, north, south, midwest, whatever you want to call it, and they're going to get blown out by the number 1 seed. They're going to get blown out 99% of the time. So you make HBCUs look horrible by doing that. That's what you can't do. So for her to have the foresight to go and say, let's get this ready for next year, preseason rankings, preseason ranking pretty much dictate how your season, not dictate how your season going to go, but dictate how you'll be viewed if you could just handle business. Right? If you're ranked number 1 and you win out, you have to basically either lose or win a bunch of close games where you underperform to not be number 1.
Exactly.
This is a great
It at
setup.
least gets you in the conversation, and the way that she did it when you said, like, she's calculated, she said, oh, we have to prepare for them. So it's not like, oh, you have to do this just because I'm pointing it out. No, I respect this team enough that I'm going to prepare for them. And if I respect them that much, then they should probably not be a 16th.
Easily.
Well played.
Easily. Well played. Well played. I don't know what this is. Oh, HBCU cheerleader.
Oh. No, no, go back from the beginning.
Okay, hold on.
One of the videos. Oh, and then all of a sudden they got in my algorithm.
I'll refresh.
HBCU cheerleaders.
Go ahead.
I like it.
Go ahead and work this out.
HBCU cheerleaders. Rock. Dude, I liked one of the videos. Oh, and then all of a sudden they got into my algorithm. And now all I know, brother, is my algorithm is college gymnastics. Crazy. The HBCU cheerleaders. This is the one I liked, and now they're everywhere. You say you want no problems, but you talk like you do. And the room. You say you want no problems, but you talk like you do. And then there's just boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. They did one where the girl.
What is happening right now?
It's in wooden stands with everyone, and the girl goes like this. And then circle around her. Now this is packed. The circle around her is looking at her, and then they go, and they do the same move. And then the whole fucking stands does it. And then they stand up and do it. Yeah. And I'm going, dude, more of that fucking shit. That energy, man. That energy, you don't get that at like USF games. Oh, can I tell you what I'm into?
So this is number one. I've got sent this probably a million times. Thank you for all the people who support the Splashcast and send us stuff. Continue to send us stuff. This was one that was great. And just look at his experience for when he saw it. He just flipping channels. He sees this and it is mind blowing. And this is what Dion, like we joke about it. This is what he was trying to bottle. He says, look at that energy, man. You'll never get that at a USF game. That's true. 100% true. It's just a sauce that comes with HBCU culture. This is the sauce that I was talking about right here.
So this is her.
That's what's his word.
No, it's a different person.
Take him out of the
What she's
game,
doing.
coach.
This is the cheerleader from FAMU. She's mic'd up.
Ref, you don't gotta take that, ref. You don't gotta take that, ref. You don't gotta take that. If I was you, I wouldn't let him talk to me like.
Bruh, this is not the girl that got kicked out the game, is it?
No, but you gotta start this over because she deserves. She probably gonna end up being the cover of the podcast. She's so.
Your coach say you
She's
suck.
telling them.
That's what's his word. Take him out of the game, coach.
You gotta turn the volume up.
Volume is up.
Ref, you don't gotta take that, ref. You don't gotta take that, ref. You don't gotta take that. If I was you, I wouldn't let him talk to me like that. That was real aggressive. Like, he did a tag.
She was great the whole time.
They can't hear you, no. They can't.
You gotta appreciate anybody.
They can't really hear you. They can't really hear you.
Because as a cheerleader, it's
Yo,
not really must.
When the video's playing, they can't really hear you. So you got to start your thought over. Because I had the video volume up.
Oh, I couldn't hear it on my end. My apologies. But for me, it was just great because, you know, as a cheerleader, all cheerleaders are not checked into the game. I don't know if y'all all know that. But some are not. For her to really be into the game, know what's going on, and to be talking to the refs, and she did a great job as mic'd up. Everybody isn't great mic'd up when somebody's listening to you constantly. So for her to be this funny, she nailed it. She's excellent.
Hey, man.
She made my week.
And wasn't old boy talking about FAMU cheerleaders?
I don't know if it was FAMU. It was just HBCU. But at the end of the day, we also know HBCU cheerleaders just a little bit different. Look at that face.
Dude, I liked one of the videos, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, he doesn't name a school. But yeah, so and also, so this guy, his name is Bert Krischer. He actually is a comedian that was on the Travel Channel. He had a really, really good show where he went to like all the theme parks. So he's hilarious. And so go ahead.
I was gonna say he also has a podcast, Two Bears, One Cave.
Funny dude, man. Really likable guy. So he was talking about HBCU cheerleaders, and we know about HBCU cheerleaders because, of course, we went to HBCUs, and we know how big business it is when they come and do that little step to the middle of the court, and the other person comes to the middle of the court. You be like, "Hey, it's about to go down out here
Get
now."
out of the way.
And if you walk and don't walk in between, you don't walk in between either, because you will get beat up like they're in a sorority. So
stay out of there, my guy.
The band and the cheerleaders, you do not mess with. You do not mess with the band and the cheerleaders at all, Sade. At all. So that was pretty cool. And then finally, hey, you did a lot of talking about the Howard J's and all of that. They were cool to me. I'm not a shoe head, so they look like some red, white, and blue shoes to me. But I did like the quality that they came out with. But these Howard men's March Madness uniforms, when they made it to the tournament, are fire. If it didn't say Howard, I would probably buy one.
No, they say the Mecca. Even
the Mecca
better.
is Howard. Yeah.
And for me, I mean,
the Mecca is
also
like their version of Home by the Sea. That's their saying.
Correct. But the other part about this is all HBCUs should have Black History jerseys. Can we make that happen? I think that would be fantastic.
Soundbite.
Yeah.
Soundbite 139.49. All HBCU Black History jerseys. We need that in football and basketball. So you play Black History in basketball.
February.
Man, don't matter. You can honor something. We got President's Day. We got Government Day. We got all these.
Already said you honor something.
We all these random ass holidays and days. Hell, we can do whatever we want in the fall. We gonna make November. We gonna make Thanksgiving. We're not gonna celebrate Thanksgiving the traditional. We should call that Black History Football Day. And all the HBC, well, not Thanksgiving because nobody plays in Thanksgiving but Southern Gremlin. Sometime in September should be HBCU Day. All the classics. All the classics.
Culture. Wait. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right now. Black Culture Awareness Month. So it's not, we don't mess up history. We respect Black history. But the Black culture that currently exists, Black Culture Awareness Month. And just like that, you just.
What month should that be? We about to take that. What month should that be? It's got to be football because you got basketball, you got Black History Month, so it's got to be football. Maybe earlier the year because you could have baseball too.
We'll get back to you. This will be a running thing. Hey, y'all reach out to us and let us. I mean, and number one, the Splashcast is for the people. We want y'all to support Black Culture Awareness Month just like us. So y'all put in either text us, DM us, put in the comments. Come to the Instagram where you can always remember to like, follow, subscribe, and tell us what month you think that Black Culture Awareness Month should be.
Black Culture Awareness Month for fall sports. It's got to be in the fall sports time frame. Got to have it. Hey, we want, Sneaky said November. Hey, all y'all athletes, when y'all hear this and see that hashtag and run with it, make sure y'all give the Splashcast it deserves. If you want to use it, you got to come on our show. We know some of y'all athletes love to steal ideas. And we're going to call you out about it too. Black Culture Awareness Month where we have fall sports wear Black culture jerseys. I love it. I love it. We did that. That's a great note to end the HBCU culture segment on. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the HBCU news around the culture
Realest
segment.
podcast in the world, baby. We give you what you need.
We are now going to take a quick 2-minute break. And then we will get to basketball. I'm going to let you know right now, I'm about to go get some tequila because this team is pissing me the hell off. We just lost to the Victor Wembanyama favorites. We just lost to them by blowing a 24-point lead that we had with 5 minutes ago in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Splashcast 36-pack on the way.
Black Culture Awareness Month. We love you.
Sounds like we found the title. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our basketball segment of episode 95 of the Splash Cast.
Boy, send us back. This is episode 95, folks. Don't let this dude tell you it's anything other than what it is.
Episode 95 of the Splash Cast. Yes, sir. So you was listening to
get us further away from 100. You scared of the patrinacy, I see.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
And wait, before we start this segment, I also want to remind you guys, number 1, like, follow, subscribe. Number 2, please prepare your minds, your hearts, and your souls for Black Culture Awareness.
Black Culture Awareness Month. We will be coming out with merchandise really soon on that as well. That is something that will take off amongst the HBCU culture. You are welcome. You can make all donations out to the Splashcast and Dive Team Media. We appreciate and love you for more gems like that. With that being said, man, let's get to the basketball segment, dog. And I told y'all when it came to basketball, eventually we're going to talk about the Hawks. So when we do, I got a little bit of gold tequila. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you know. And we're going to get there because the Hawks are disappointing. The Hawks are disappointing. But before we get there, you know what time it is. You know what time of the year it is. You know what's going on. It is March Madness. Probably one of the more wildest March Madnesses I've seen on both men and women as I'm watching Indiana lose to Miami in the second round of the women's college basketball tournament. And Indiana was a number 1 seed, and Miami is a number 9 seed who's going to the Sweet 16. Just another number 1 seed that lost. This has been a crazy March Madness. For example, there's only one perfect bracket remaining for women's college basketball out of 2.1 million brackets submitted. Only one. I just told you Miami won the second round. I'm going to
tell you right now, if I got that one bracket, y'all can't tell me nothing. I'm the only person on the planet. Out of 2 million people, I was the only person who knew this. I go to my grave telling people that, boy. It was one thing that I knew more than 2.1 million other people. I knew what this bracket was going to look like. I'm a genius for the rest of my life. And also keep that number of 2.1 million in your head.
Why?
All in due time, my friend.
So I don't know what this is. You lead this one, Norwood.
Yeah, so this is the Florida Gators. Please watch the video here. Girl is dribbling around. Then teammate just steals the ball like, I need this. Step back jump shot. My thing for this is, if we're playing on the same team and I possess the ball and you steal the ball from me, what is our conversation going to be like when we get to the bench? And is that considered a steal if it's your teammate?
I don't know if I've ever seen this before, except for on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I've never seen a teammate steal the ball from their own teammate, but she obviously knew what she was doing because she stole the ball, crossed over, hit a step back 3, and hit the game-winning shot with 56 seconds left, or the game to take the lead.
Is that a steal or an assist or none of the above?
That is none of the above. That's none of the above. That is, as the coach, like,
bro, I could have done that too.
You see, old girl, she stole the ball from. She pissed. As a coach, what do you do there? After this happens, what do you do?
I don't know, because both people could be right.
You know, it's funny. Her name is
steal the ball. It's not even like she wasn't ball hogging or nothing. She was like, "Yo, I got the ball. I'm possessing the ball. You just took the ball out of my hand and dipped." I mean, it was a good screen.
Her name is Kari Kiefer. It's funny that she liked this as well. That's her right there, Kari Kiefer. She liked this video.
No, that's terrible. That's a big move. You can't like this.
So
you cannot do that.
If I were her, this would be my response. Why did you do that? Why did you look? I thought she lost the ball. It looked like she lost the ball. I had to make a split-second decision, and I went forward and took the shot.
See, that made me want to slap you on the back of your neck. Like, you didn't think I'm dribbling the ball, dog. You just took it. And let me tell you the other part about this is God was on her side because you have to make that.
You
shot.
have to, or you lose your scholarship.
Boy, if you steal the ball from your teammate and miss, and God forbid, airball or brick it, you got to come sit right down. Hey.
What do you mean sit
son.
right down? Do you see the time in the bottom left corner of the video? There's 56 seconds left. Ain't no more time to sit down.
Oh, that's the other part. How mad can you be? It's only a minute left when the game is over, bro. Talk to me in practice.
That's what I'm saying. As the coach, what do you say? You can't really say you. I mean, you can. You have to discipline her.
You gotta laugh it off. You gotta laugh it off.
No.
You
All
gotta
right.
try to.
Okay. You laugh it off. What do if you're the other girl that got the ball stolen? What do you say?
I'm tight. There's not a situation where I'm not tight about this.
You can't let your
that might have been
teammates
the only
steal the
shot
ball
you make.
from
Now
you.
it also depends on their station on the team. If she been making shots all night, give me the ball. You finna mess this up. She Michael Jordan. She Kobe that thing.
I ain't never seen Kobe go steal the ball from the teammate. Like I ain't never seen this before. In all honesty, I've seen somebody like Kevin Durant clap. You know, Diana Taurasi, like, nah, I got the ball, I got it, move out the way. I ain't never seen somebody dribbling and then the teammate's like, no, give me the ball, it's a wrap.
It's not even give me the ball. I'm just gonna take this while you think. Well, you know what? In hindsight, she deserve. If somebody can take the ball from you, then yeah, it's not yours. I mean, I guess you probably don't. I don't know, man. But this is quality internet here. We needed this. And it's the
tough.
Gators, so
It's tough. It's tough.
Gators.
And then of course in men's basketball there are 0 remaining perfect brackets. You've had Princeton beat Arizona. Princeton won twice. Princeton in Sweet 16. Sneaky said it's not a steal, it's a handoff. Nah, that was a theft.
Oh,
that was
villain
a thievery.
origin story. That was my shot. It was mine. Wait till I tell my father about this.
Oh,
You'll
man.
rue the day.
She is. This reminds me of the Atlanta episode with the lady that was she was the flight attendant, the TSA lady that wouldn't let the black people get on the flight, and they found out that she was an asshole, and he ruined her life. You can see that happening here. She's just gonna hate all black athletes from now on. It's a joke. I'm not saying that for real. I don't know her name. I don't know her. But
I quickly flew the joke out there. Oh, just kidding though.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. Racial jokes, women jokes. I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually don't want smoke with women over the racial jokes.
The reason I want you to remember the number is look down there and see what the number on this one is.
Out of 20 million, there are 0 remaining brackets. 20 million.
Yeah.
20 million. But, I mean, in all actual, I don't know if I've ever seen where, well, North Carolina, it says no Duke, UNC, Kansas, and Kentucky in the Sweet 16. First off, North Carolina didn't even make it. My wife's side of the family they're from Durham, so there is a divide between Duke and North Carolina fans. The Duke fans was talking big noise to the North Carolina fans for not making it. North Carolina fans was talking big noise to the Duke fans for being Duke and losing in the round of 32. Kansas lost to, they got beat by Arkansas, and Kentucky lost to Kansas State, which was actually seated higher than Kentucky. But this is for the first time since 1975
and you know
that this has happened.
Virginia got put out by Furman. That's another one of those.
Fairleigh Dickinson beat Purdue. Yeah. I told y'all. What did I tell y'all Saturday morning? I said I don't believe in Purdue. I don't believe in Purdue. I've never believed in Purdue.
The Boilermakers. But I mean, I actually like this. You know, it's cool to see these teams, you know, constantly be in it, but a lot of this is also their coaches have all moved on. But just to have more parity, have more opportunity to have more teams be seen.
What coaches have moved on?
Every single
Only
time.
one coach has moved on here. Only one coach has moved on here.
Nah, Coach K gone. Roy and North Carolina.
You can't use Roy. Can't use Roy.
Why not?
Hubert Davis went to the national championship last year.
Yeah, I mean, that was his first year.
No, first year in the national championship. Yeah, no. My white wife coach, he said that like 5 years ago.
But I'm saying, like, it's all been relatively recent. Is Bill Self still at Kansas?
Yes. So is John Calipari at Kentucky. The only coach that's moved on is Coach K. Although I will say Bill Self did not coach this team, did not coach this game for some reason. It has not been discussed. He just didn't. He was away from the team. He was there for preparation, and then he stepped away for the game. Don't know why, but hey. All that said, this makes for an extremely entertaining bracket. Xavier teammates Xavier was about to lose. Xavier should have lost. Not gonna lie to you. Xavier should have lost. I think they were playing Howard. No, not Howard. They're playing. Who are they playing?
And you about to see why?
Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were playing Kennesaw State. That boy.
Why?
Why you got a game commercial?
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but yeah, like what do you thought you were gonna fight your teammate at half court during the game?
I mean, it's interesting because that lit a fire under them because they ended up kind of winning the game at that point because they were losing. They were about to lose. They were down by a lot against Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State should have won, but these two went at it, and he tried to fight that dude. He got in that dude's face at half court.
Bumping me at half court is going to have me on fire. I am going to be a man on fire, and I'm.
And that dude, he bumped. What's his name? Connell. He hit like 3 3-pointers at the end of the game. He hit 3 3-pointers at the end of the game.
We still have an issue after this game. After we win, we still have an issue.
No, because during at the end of the game, the point guard ended up turning the ball over and giving Kennesaw State a chance to win. And in the huddle, he was like downtrodden, and his teammate number 5 was actually like patting him on the back, on the leg, like, "Yo, it'll be all right. Get your head in the game," type stuff. Which is cool to do.
You can't bump me at half court, bro. You can't bump me at half court and at the same time make a mistake at the end of the game.
Appreciate the world tuning in for us. Bill Self was away for medical reasons, so he's been away for the hospital. So for Kansas, but shout out to Kennesaw State. They could have won this game. Shout out to Fairleigh Dickinson. They could have won this game, and as you can see, they got this Xavier's number 3 seed. They have them stressed out. So it's been an interesting.
That's gonna come up again. Let me tell you, that ain't the first time it came up either. Let me tell you that too.
Yep, and it's gonna stay on the internet forever because it happened. Just like Ashley Wimp. I don't know her last name. I don't know if Wimp is her entire last name. I don't know. But she is now a meme because she was sad that Utah State was losing against Missouri. That one, and they made her a meme. The Utah State cheerleader. Now, people cry all the time at this time. She's probably a senior, or she really likes the game, or she's a senior, and this is her last game cheerleading. So I can understand the emotion, but it sucks to do this on national TV in the social media era.
Yeah, let the people struggle in peace. I never understood why when people are having their worst moment, people want to put the camera on. I just hope she finds a way.
What do you mean understand? That's money. If people didn't like it and didn't watch it and we didn't cover it on the Splashcast, it wouldn't happen.
I hope she gets rich off this. Please use your name, image, and license. And likeness to license something, please. Yeah, if they're gonna show me at my worst, please let me get rich. I hope you're. I assume she's famous already.
I guarantee you that she is now probably. If I were her, I would probably just, assuming that I don't know your situation, from a decent family, well-to-do family financially, you're able to go to Hollywood or Atlanta and try to land a role because you're very well known right now. You could be an extra or whatever and get your career off the ground as the Utah State cheerleader, and you could get going. It could happen. Never know. I was first thing smoking after graduation in LA. Utah State cheerleader, me with an arrow.
Yeah, try something.
Might as well.
Right, there's a job there for you, man. And we don't know what it is, but we just hope you take advantage of it. That's
yeah, man. And also, finally, this was a late ad, but Keontae Johnson, who plays for Kansas State, in December 2020, Keontae Johnson collapsed during a game from Athlete's Heart. We are seeing this. It's been put on Front Street with Damar Hamlin, with what happened to him, but this has actually been happening in the social media era for about 5 or 6 years. It makes me think about when you have physicals before the draft or have physicals for the NFL and NBA draft, and they say you have a all right, Russell Westbrook, you have a heart condition. You have a heart condition in the draft, and they say the dude from Baylor that ended up getting drafted, he was going to be like a lottery pick, and he had a heart condition. He no longer can play basketball anymore. That's what this reminds me of with Athlete's Heart. But Keontae Johnson, he was in a coma for 3 days and in hospital for almost 2 weeks as they monitored his heart, and he just passed out. Johnson declined to activate a $5 million insurance payout for if he never played back. $5 million insurance payout for if he never played college basketball again.
He declined, meaning did not take. I'm gonna tell you, them people would never saw me play basketball again in life. They wouldn't have saw me play 2K no more.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Bring me my money, yo.
Well, you looked at that all wrong. They said not play college basketball. There's the G League, Europe.
No, Reg, you going to jail. You are going to jail.
No, I'm not. It's right there. If that's what it says, $5 million insurance payout for if he never played college basketball again.
Okay.
Y'all just thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Do that if you want to.
But after being cleared to play again in 2022, Johnson ended up transferring to Kansas State for his final year of eligibility, and they are now in the Sweet 16 after beating Kentucky.
I'm
talk about full circle moment
for this man. Congratulations. Hope that you have a wonderful, season. Hope you get, make it to the NBA. But me, I've been $5 million up.
As for me and my family, that's what black dads say. As for me and mine over here.
Hey, son. You know that money. The rest of that money is not promised to you. Go ahead and get that. Go ahead. I done brought the papers in. You just signed here. I
done brought the papers in though.
Man,
so
you didn't think.
What would you do if your son? If you,
I put an X, you sign. Everywhere I circle, you initial. Boy, you.
So let me ask you a question. You got brothers. What if your brothers? Not this per se. I don't want anything like this to happen. But what if something happened to where they had a chance to activate an insurance policy that would have got them millions of dollars while they were in high school, but they said no, I want to try to come back? What would you have said, and what do you think your dad would have said?
My dad would not have said anything. Not that he would not have said anything. He would say, son, I want you to think long and hard. I want you to make the best decision for you. This is your life. Think long and hard before you make this decision. That'll be it. Because he's telling you what he's trying to tell you to do, but
without telling you what to do.
Like, I'm not telling you what to do. But, I mean, and what was the other question? Oh, what would I tell my brother? Hey, man, if you don't go get that goddamn money, go get that money. That money is there.
Y'all already know what my head was. I'd have been like, yo, it says college basketball, not pro, not semi-pro, not nothing.
Want our money back.
No.
Mr. Davis, if you don't send us our money, we're going to go to the credit bureau. We want our money back. You're going to pay us.
I'm going to let you know right now. If I had a $5 million insurance policy,
insurance company money.
If I had $5 million insurance policy and that's the argument, I'm gonna take $1 million, especially if I'm broke. I'm gonna take $1 million and go buy whatever $1 million lawyer looks like, and that's what I'm gonna buy. And you, sir, or madam, are going to look through this entire contract before I decide to go play basketball again and say, hey, can I lawfully go pursue a basketball career outside of college basketball and still keep my money?
And they gonna say, no, hell no, you got the money from the insurance company not to play basketball.
No, that's not why I'm paying you $1 million. Okay, let me rephrase that. You have to find the loophole that allows me to go pursue basketball.
This is what people think lawyers do too. Sir, this is illegal. Okay, I know that part.
That's not why I'm paying you.
I'm paying you to make it legal. I can't.
You know who?
This is what I deal with every day at work.
Lawyers and
People
tax
think
and
that
tax
lawyer can
and
just make something happen.
lawyers and accountants. That's why we pay you to make something happen.
No, that's not true. Okay. That made me mad again.
All right, man. So we finished the college basketball portion of this. Let's jump to the NBA. I don't want to drink yet, so we'll talk about something other than the Hawks. You see, sneaky on my side. Pause. Mario Chalmers on a.
My bad. Hey, while we here, players mess up like follow. We back.
Mario Chalmers says opponents never really feared LeBron like they did Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I gotta go play this Bron tonight. Nobody said that. I don't know why.
Right.
Because I've seen people be scared when they actually line up to them, but they're not scared thinking about that matchup.
Right.
You hear anybody from that era talk about going against Jordan, there's a fear.
Right.
So when you have people that fear a player, then that's telling you something different already. Like, Jordan's just that guy, like, everything was, I want to be like Mike.
Right.
Nobody fears Bron. Nobody's like, damn, I gotta go play this Bron tonight. Nobody said that. I don't know why.
Right.
Because I've seen people be scared when they actually line up to.
So I can understand that sentiment. I don't think people really fear LeBron either. LeBron is too friendly.
Reggie, what team is your team? What's your basketball team?
The Atlanta Hawks.
Who beat the hell out of us for 100 years in a row?
LeBron.
Okay, if anybody should be afraid of LeBron James, it should be the Atlanta Hawks.
No. That's not what he's saying. He's saying like LeBron didn't really have an intimidation factor, right?
I understand what he's saying. He's just wrong. I get his sentiment, but he's wrong. People should, if you are thinking, especially like a good 5-6 years ago, that you just laying down at night, not considering that I have to play against LeBron tomorrow, and you get a regular night of sleep, you're wrong. Ain't no way in hell you think people just laying down like, yeah, I got LeBron tomorrow. We'll see what that looks like when we get there. Hell no, I got Bron tomorrow. I am sweating at night.
Yeah.
He scored more points than everybody else, Reggie, ever.
I'm not doubting you're like, damn, I gotta play LeBron. But I don't know how to phrase, like, you're not intimidated. LeBron is not intimidating. He's not an intimidating. He doesn't use intimidation to.
Man, 6'8", 240, scored more points than everybody else, and he's not intimidating.
He does not use intimidation as a tool. He does not use intimidation as a tool. Michael Jordan was intimidating. I think he's
guiding you away.
Yeah. I think LeBron would score 40 on you and then invite you to work out and go to a party with him. Like,
so you think
that night.
So you think he's like elite level Steph Curry, basically?
What does that mean?
You think he's the most baby-faced assassin of all time by what you're saying?
No, LeBron has facial hair.
I am more talking about the sentiment of Steph not really being scary at all, him just destroying you.
That's a very accurate similarity to me. There's nothing you could do about Bron. There's nothing you could do about Steph, but you're not intimidated by Steph. You just know that there's nothing you can do about it. There's just nothing you can, like, you're not.
No, you're not intimidated by Steph.
You intimidated by what? Who asked Chalmers anyway? It was the Playmaker podcast, if I'm not mistaken. I think I understand what he's trying to say.
Peacefully.
I understand what he's trying to say. LeBron he's not mean. Like, you were scared to go against Shaq because Shaq was going to beat you up. Like, and he was going to tell you, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to dunk on you. I'm going to push you to the ground. Like, LeBron not going to dunk on you and then push you out the way. Like, he's not going to do that. He don't.
Ask Jason Terry about that.
That's because Jason Terry talked a lot of shit. Now, LeBron will make you regret talking shit. But LeBron, you have to motivate LeBron to do that. You ain't have to motivate Kobe or Shaq or Jordan to do that. And that's what made them intimidating. LeBron, he's nice. I'm not saying his play wasn't intimidating. Even Chalmers said it. Yeah, when they got on the court with him and stood next to him, it was like, damn, this motherfucker's 6'9", 250 pounds. And he's faster than me, jumps higher than me, stronger than me.
So you're trying to explain to me that you think the players are too dumb to realize that days before?
No. You're trying to like paint this thing.
There's no way you're not looking like, oh shit, Bron is here in a week. In 2 weeks, you know what? That's on. All of those games are already on the schedule, circled, and you gotta know. Oh, I got Bron. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm with you, Steve.
I understand what he's trying to say. Cause he said it. Like I said, Chalmers said when they got on the court with him, they were scared of LeBron. But leading up to the game, I mean, it was just like LeBron is LeBron. Like he's a nice guy. That's what he's trying to say. LeBron was nice. Is nice. The only time LeBron ain't really been nice is that's actually been one of the bigger knocks on LeBron, that he's not mean and aggressive. Right? The time that he got mean and aggressive was when you just said it. Wait, hold on. No, because that was one of your points too. So when now that he's mean, time he got mean and aggressive was Jason Terry. Jason Terry told him, blase, blase, blah. He went out there, embarrassed the Celtics, one, because his legacy was on the line, because if he lost another one, lost the finals, and then lost the Eastern Conference Finals the next year, it'd be a totally different conversation at the time. But Jason Terry motivated him.
Like Tim Duncan. You don't think Tim Duncan had people worried in advance?
I mean, they were worried. I mean, I think if you want to look at it this way, it's like, you have to play Tim Duncan, and then you have to play Kevin Garnett. You're nervous about playing Kevin Garnett because Kevin Garnett is crazy. Kevin Garnett is going to run, and he's going to talk a lot of shit. He's going to try to hurt you if you need be. He's going to talk about your mom. He's going to run his head into all of that shit is intimidating. Tim Duncan wasn't doing that. Tim Duncan, you were just like, damn, I can't stop this motherfucker, right? It's the same thing with LeBron. You can't stop LeBron, right? But you were more nervous to play Kobe because Kobe, he was going to try to kill you. You see what I'm saying?
I think it's just personality-wise, because I'm different there.
What's up, Russ?
I'm much more worried about the person who ain't going to say nothing and just fricassee me. Tim Duncan, I'm not going to be able to do nothing but watch him destroy me. Or LeBron, come down there, dunk on your face, like, hey, here's the ball.
Thank you, Russ.
Day.
Thank you, Russ. You missing the point. I get it, but go ahead, finish.
At least give me somebody who I can get something back from you. Like, at least Jordan or Kobe, I'm like, all right, well, at least I got him mad. Tim Duncan, he's not going to do any of that.
For example, you've never heard a story of somebody talking shit to MJ and then being like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that, right? Kevin Garnett has told the story with him and J.R. Ryder, Isaiah Ryder, whatever you want to, I can't remember. I think
yes.
He's told that story, and like Jordan was like, oh yeah? Like Jordan didn't say much. He just said, all right. And Kevin Garnett said, yo, I felt the pressure and he was standing across the court. I just felt him stare at me. You'll never hear no stories about that from LeBron. That's the point. That's what he's trying to say. You ain't never gonna feel it. You ain't gonna be like LeBron was standing there on his back leg staring at me, and I just felt the pressure. You never gonna feel that.
Wasn't even worried about it. He knew he was finna take me down through there tonight.
Oh, you didn't think Jordan knew either? You didn't think Jordan knew either?
Shook my hand, and then we went out and had pizza afterwards. Man, I'm sick.
No, see, and that's not intimidating. The intimidating is like, all right, bet.
I want you to at least be mad. The least you could be is mad. At least you could say, you know what? I got under his skin. He might have gave me 40, but at least I had him tight. LeBron was like, nah, bro, I'm cool.
So you would rather play Kevin Garnett than Tim Duncan, is what you're saying?
Yes, because I'm going to be frustrated with Tim Duncan. I'm going to be frustrated with Tim Duncan. Because I'm not going to be able to do, like, it's just like Kevin Garnett said. Like, I couldn't do anything to him. He's just not going to be bothered. People who are unbothered, that would drive me nuts.
But it's not intimidating. That's not intimidating.
I guess you're right.
That's not fear.
You're right.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point Chalmers is making.
I would still be. But okay, I see your point.
Where are we here? This is Dame's Not Done. I don't remember. I don't know what this one is about.
It's crazy. You look at what the other teams are.
I'll restart it.
You know, I'm just not ready to not play. I think that's what it comes down to. I don't think anybody in here is crazy. You look at what the other teams are doing, and they creating separation. We on the losing streak. We've pretty much fallen out of the race for the 10th spot. You know, unless we go out there and win every game. You know, when you really look around and really look at it truthfully. So, I mean, right now, I'm just not ready to not play. Last season, I missed, I think, 52 games or something like that. So, I love to play. I love the competition. And, you know, I just haven't been ready to give that up. But it does come a point in time where you look around and you like, you know, when do you stop putting your competitive nature out front and look at, you know, what a game of chess would look like at that point.
What were you about to say?
So, yeah, the reason I put this on here is because it is a very actual and very literal look at how you have to look at the season. For all intents and purposes, he's saying the season is over. There is no reason for me to lace him up anymore other than the fact that I'm just not really done for my season yet playing basketball. We are clearly, you know, out of the play-in at this point. Doesn't look like we still going to be there, but I just still want to play basketball. And you got to appreciate that. But also at a certain point, Dame, you have to be realistic. I can't tell you what to do or not do with your career, but I don't know if this is not what I want to see. If I was you, it's tough.
So he alluded to it at the end when he said, "You'd be a fool not to think about what it's like to put your competitive nature aside and play chess instead of playing checkers." Right? He said that at the end.
Yeah. I can't afford to get hurt. Like I can't keep playing and risk getting hurt. And mess up next
I thought that was more towards leaving Portland. That's what I.
Oh no! Well, I understood this to be more about, hey, the season is over, but I don't just want to not play for the end of the season because we're out of it.
Well, he said, you know, I didn't play 50. I missed 52 games last year. And Dame is very, very cognizant of how he's perceived. He's built his reputation on being loyal, on not being the typical superstar. He's there for his teammates. He stays with the team. He's not chasing rings. He wants to do it the right way, right? So that's what he was alluding to. But to me, at the end of this, I think he definitely left the door open for leaving Portland. For leaving Portland.
Everything has to be on the table now about possibly leaving. I think that, you know, he's basically what it sounds like. He's like, man, I want to still be playing basketball right now. Yeah. And it doesn't look like Portland is going to offer that. for him. I think in the next few years, I think that, I mean, you might as well try to get as many assets as you can for Dame. And Dame, it's probably time for you to go on somewhere else and try something else. I think that, eventually you would hope they come to the resolution together, since they've worked so well so far, to just be like, it's time mutually for us to go our separate ways. Doesn't mean there has to be hard feelings.
Yeah. He's got to go, man. It sucks that you say that you feel that way, or that somebody says that and feels that way. But it's time, man. It's time, and
it's run its course. And you've done everything in your power as far as a player. Now, this is where I do think, I don't think the Portland has done everything to help Dame try to win a championship. And I think that's where the shortcoming is.
Nope. Yeah. And I am confident that he'll never go to LA though. I am confident about that.
I believe that.
I'm gonna skip over JaVale and Bad Bunny unless you want to cover that.
No, we can table those.
We got so much more to talk about. We gotta get to the Hawks. So I'm gonna go straight to I think it's Adam Silver. Adam Silver is reportedly shortlisted to replace Bob Iger as the Disney CEO. Now, if there is a job that can get somebody to leave being the commissioner of a league, a professional sports league, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, it is Disney. Because Disney, up until I think the end of this year, owns ESPN. They own ABC. They own everything that these people negotiate with. That's going to be crazy if he goes to Disney. That's a hell of a come up.
Okay, so first of all, I think all of this has been a long con. I think that Disney, once they got with ESPN, I think they started to look around. This is kind of interesting.
What do you mean once they got with ESPN?
They started probably looking at Adam Silver like he could probably be the next guy. This is interesting
Disney?
to me if you look at the history of Disney and Walt Disney and Adam Silver. That's
Elaborate. What do you mean?
As far as what?
The history.
Walt Disney?
The history of Walt Disney and Adam Silver.
Walt Disney has not been the biggest fan of the Jewish community.
Okay. I was trying to get you to tell me why. So it's because Adam Silver is Jewish.
Yes, correct. And I mean, Disney positions itself as a much more conservative company than Adam Silver tends to be, or the way that he runs the NBA. And that, to me, that will be interesting. Is he going to become more conservative to be the CEO of Disney, or will Disney become more progressive?
I think Disney is a company that if it ain't broke, don't fix it type stuff. In every sense
so
of
you
the
think
word.
he swings back more conservative than Disney actually moving forward in the way of progression?
That's probably in the contract. The board is like, hey, now we expect you to. I think they're trying to rebrand Disney globally, and I think that's what attracted him to him.
That's why. Hey, this guy has
taken the NBA, and the top 5 players in the NBA, 4 of them are foreign-born players. The game of basketball is the probably 3rd furthest reaching game in the world, and they are trying to become 2nd. So you got soccer, baseball, then basketball, and basketball probably ain't too far behind baseball. So I think it's increasing the footprint of Disney.
He gets like $27 million at Disney
a year.
Yeah. What is Adam Silver getting paid?
I don't know, but if he's getting paid less than
$10 million a year,
you, sir, Adam Silver, are getting robbed, because Your boy out there in the NFL be making like $44 million a year, dog.
Man, you can't go nowhere with him.
44 million? Yeah, I'd leave too. Adam Silver. I'd have been out of there. I'd have went to Apple. Shit, 10 million a year.
From here, hey, y'all can have. I don't care what y'all do. Get back on the court and fight it.
Boy, your whole tone done changed. That 10 million, bro.
Roger Goodell makes $63.9 million a year.
Renegotiated.
I'm making 10. I'm out, dog. And you're right. They supposed to be done like in the next couple of days.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Oh, you know he at least at 80 inflation. And you think I'm gonna keep working for 10? Nah, 'cause they gotta go to places together.
So we'll see. But we'll have to revisit this topic because I actually want to know who would be the commissioner, because nobody really knew. Adam Silver was homegrown. He was inside the NBA.
My question was, what was the chances you think we get a black commissioner this time?
If it's set up like the NBA or like the NFL, 0.
Well, we don't want anything to be set up like the NFL.
Well, what I'm saying is if the owners make the decision on the commissioner, and it's only the owners, and the NBA Players Association really doesn't have any input. I mean, look at the demographic of the owners.
Who could you get to do that? Who would be good?
That's black. All right, now at 2 hours and 28 minutes, this is controversial. Nope, not gonna say it. I'm going to step on out of there. I want to say it so bad.
You gonna say Meta World Peace?
No.
But Ron Artest had his thing lit, boy. It'd be NBA Jam out there, boy.
He would. He would. Golly,
great guy would be Chris.
I really want to say this.
Great.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't. They want somebody with probably a law background, policy, and I don't know who that would be. But if it would be somebody black, I'm just gonna type to you what I want to say.
Who? All right, now. So this is the thing. I'm with y'all at this point. I don't know who Reggie is about to say.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh.
see, nobody. Hey, it's gonna have to be half and half.
Boy, say the only person y'all let be commissioner is Rick Fox.
Or of that ilk.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm just gonna bleep all that out so that y'all don't know that I'm talking about that. Yeah, they're not. It has to be visually appealing to both the owners and others.
Or for any confusion, you can harken back to our discussion about Booker T and The Rock. What is up next?
Yes.
Jordan to sell the Hornets.
So we talked about this well, no, we didn't talk about this. But as you can see, we talked about last week how Jordan was on the end of the bench in just mental anguish. He was so sad and so angry. I mean, I think it was a podcast cover, watching the Hornets be awful. And then it came out right after that game, and I made the joke that game was the tipping point. That was it. It was over. That was a wrap. He said, I'm out of here. I don't want this shit no more. Michael Jordan decides to sell his majority stake of the Hornets franchise. Say what you want about Michael Jordan as an owner. Say what you want about the franchise. We know they haven't been good, haven't been great. He hasn't made the best moves. But from a business standpoint, he paid $180 million for the team in 2010. It is now worth $1.77 billion.
Flipping that $180 million to $1.8 billion, that is a masterclass. A masterclass. Now, there are a few different things that I've thought about here. I know that some people are upset because he wants to sell the team. Bro, I'm at Mike's age.
That's 1,000 times.
This team is stressing me out, and I can get my $1.8 billion right now, and and I can do what I want to for the rest of my days, give me my money.
Well,
Give me my money in cash. I want my money in a pool like Scrooge McDuck. So when I get up in the morning, I can jump in my $1.7 billion for the Charlotte Hornets. Now, on my way out, I do have a demand. It must be sold to another majority black former player. That's my requirement.
What? That's your request. That ain't no
I'm
demand. I'm paying you 1.8.
I'm also Michael Jordan. I'm the.
Don't give a fuck. If I have enough money to buy $1.8 billion, you're not giving me no demands. You're not giving me nothing. So I'm giving you $1.8 billion. You're not gonna tell me what I can do or not. I paid you $1.8 billion because I want to make sure that you can't tell me what I can do with my purchase.
Okay, Reggie, I'm gonna tell you like that. You're gonna do what I say, or I'm gonna have Save the Last Dance, and we're gonna talk about how you tried to eliminate black ownership out of the NBA. That'll be my final documentary while I count my $1.7 billion.
It's fine. Knock yourself out.
Not
I don't care.
Chance.
It is what it is. You said that, yet you sold your majority stake to me. So you can slander me all you want to. At the end of the day, the money got you to compromise what you decided, what you standing on right now. So therefore,
Wait, no, it didn't.
it did.
I'm older now. I want my money.
Oh, so it's okay for you to say you're compromising black ownership by refusing to bring in a black owner, but yet you sell your majority stake as a black owner to a white man.
No, I'm trying to sell it to a black person.
He gets to choose. He gets to choose, right? So you're saying, well, then it's not a demand. Ain't no request. He's gonna sell to whoever he wants to. Ain't no demand. He's the majority owner. I thought you said he sold it, and then that person has to bring in other black people after he sells it to whoever he wants to sell it to. And I'm like, I ain't got to do none of that. I ain't got to do none of that shit. I done gave you $1.8 billion. You can kiss my ass.
Shit. See, I'm still. See, that's the part you forget. I'm still Michael Jordan, and now I'm a richer version of Michael Jordan.
Bruh, I just gave you.
I was yesterday.
How rich do you think the person that gives you $1.8 billion is? You only worth $2 billion.
Wait, hold on. Only.
Yeah, only is relative to the conversation. If I'm paying, okay, you want to take it down. I'm giving you worth 200,000, and I'm giving you 180,000. I mean, if you want to make it relative to whatever. But what I'm saying is, if I have enough money to pay you $1.8 billion, I don't care who you are. We're not too far different financially. Matter of fact, I'm probably as well off or more well off than you are to be able to give you $1.8 billion. Now,
when I get this money in my hand.
How you know? How do you know? How do you know? What's his name from Amazon been trying to buy a team forever? He worth $177 billion.
Oh yeah.
See,
but that's
the conversation changes.
It just doesn't matter about.
You think Jeff Bezos? Yeah, it does. You think Jeff Bezos give a fuck about who Michael Jordan is? If I'm doing a business deal,
the reason that it doesn't matter is because Jeff Bezos didn't get a team. He got all the money. He still don't have a team, so it's clearly not about having the most money.
What? He's selling it. Okay, sure, whatever. If I'm paying you $1.8 million, you can kiss my ass on any demands. If I'm paying you $1.8 billion, we can end that conversation. Round and round we go.
You won't be the buyer for me then. That's
fine.
That's the
I'll
other
keep
part about it.
and that's the other part. I will keep my $1.8 billion.
I keep my damn team.
What you mean? I can keep it.
That's what your boy is doing with the Redskins. I mean, not the Redskins guy. Forgive me. For the Commanders, he just does not want to sell to Bezos. Bezos got more money than anybody else. I'm not selling to him.
Okay. And if Bezos say I'll give you $9 billion, you be like no. Then you gonna come right back on here and say you a dumbass. Because your stuff is worth $7 billion, and he offered you 9 or 10. The same thing that you doing now, Bezos if that come out, you gonna come back and be like, you sir are a dumbass.
Boy, if you up that thing to $9 billion, Yeah, you get it. You can get it off me. But at $9 billion, you really humbling yourself to give me $9 billion. You know
No, I'm not. I have 177 B's. If you have 177 of anything and somebody asks you for 9, you're gonna be like, hey, all right. $177, 177 cents, 177 grapes, 177 cars, 177 apples, 177 glasses, 177 pieces of thread. If somebody asks you for 9 of 177, unless you're just an asshole dick, you're gonna give them 9.
I'll be all right. I just have to manage. I'll manage. I'll figure out. Something my heart will be okay. You get the little 9.
9.
Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm finna do with that $9 billion. What? We finna get a little country.
I'm gonna let you know right now. Well, you had your country. I already got $177 billion worth of countries. Whatever, don't matter. And if I'm Washington and if I'm Jeff Bezos, I buy the team, obviously I'm gonna try to make that money back. First thing I'm doing, Lamar, what you want? What you need? You need, big dog? We'll sign you the $50 million guaranteed, because at that point now I'm about to make my money back.
Baltimore and bring you to DC.
Come on to DC. Could you imagine how much money you would make as an owner if the Commanders were good in DC? Shit, Bezos. Yeah.
You're right.
The more I talk through this,
might be short, dog.
I pay you 9.
Give me 9.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. And that's also the absolute worst person to give $9 billion to.
Yeah.
God.
You got
But
a
the
whole
NFL
Mission
probably wants
Impossible.
that would be good for the NFL. That's sending the values through the roof.
Amazon? They already on Amazon. Whatever.
Hey, when I tell you they get them 2 new teams out so fast. Well, the last one for 9. This will go for 7 in the front, y'all. One in the back, y'all going for 5. Got to get them right now. If you ain't got the money, can't talk to me, man.
Yeah, man. Shoot, but hey, man, shout out to Michael Jordan, dog. You made that much money. You made 1,000% on that purchase, on that flip. 1,000%. 1,180 millions. That's a crazy thought about it. All right, man.
How many more golf courses I can buy?
1.8 billion. Like you said, a small country costs like 150, 200 million. I can buy my own version of the Virgin or U.S. Virgin or British Virgin Islands. I can just buy the Reggie Islands.
Boy, I'm gonna tell y'all, we have a different podcast then. It's like,
But I'd be podcasting from like an invisible sphere in the middle of the air. It look like I'd be floating.
we are virtual reality. Y'all be sitting here with me and Reggie.
Yeah, looking like I'm coming out the TV, bro. That's what new technology. Anyway, moving on, man. So we gotta cover the Grizzlies. Why? Because the Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks is really turning into or leaning into being a villain. This is hurtful to read because when we get to the Hawks, it happened to us. The Grizzlies complete the largest comeback of the season, 29 points in overtime versus the Spurs. And Dylan Brooks, and the thing is, they caused overtime. There was a minute left, and they won by 9, and they were down 9. And somehow they kept getting jump balls. This is like the third jump ball. They get the ball, and just like March Madness, they give it to Luke Kennard, stupid Clippers, and he hits the 3. They get the ball again. The Spurs get the ball. Somehow it's a jump ball again. 9 seconds later, Luke Kennard gets the ball, fakes it, passes it to the worst person ever, Dylan Brooks, and he hits the 3. With 1.8 seconds left, they go to overtime and lose the game. That's just one. The Grizzlies have become that team that everybody hates. Desmond Bane. Low blow Desmond Bane. Bow. Hits Kevin Love in the nuts. This is the second Grizzlies person to hit him in the nuts.
It looks like a basketball move. But then you watch it again and you're like, wow, you despicable piece of trash.
Yeah.
You really hit a man right in the you know what. Like hand lift up type of, like you're a sick.
Yeah, he hit him with the hand.
But I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy. And that also means you tried to touch that man on purpose. You're sick. I wish only bad things happen.
Yeah, you hit that man in the dick for no reason. Speaking of dicks, Dylan Brooks then runs over the Miami camera operator in the same game, and the operator was actually injured after being shoved to the ground because he hit his head while holding the damn camera. Just for doing his job.
No need for this. It's a camera guy. Like, what did this guy do to you? And Dylan Brooks, I'm starting to believe that you, Desmond Copperfield, is sick. But what was I gonna say? Dylan Brooks, like the part about being a villain is you have to be good, or your team has to win something. You're just you're an asshole on a mediocre team.
Well, I mean, they're second in the West, so they're not mediocre. But I will say, I'm gonna look at this from a different angle. Yes, he's an asshole, but he's leaning into being an asshole because somewhere, probably near Memphis, this is brandable. Everybody hates me. Memphis already takes on that kind of junkyard dog. Everybody counts us out. Nobody likes us. We're here. We want all the smoke type thing.
They went from they're the grindhouse. So they used to be tough. And I like that. Tough, gritty team. Now they're just assholes. And now you got to win.
I think they're openly assholes. That's pause.
But not really. I mean,
Giannis is an asshole.
Really
Giannis does assholish things on a nightly basis.
I don't think so. I don't.
You didn't see Giannis when he held the ball so that Chris Paul couldn't get the ball at the end of the game. He just held the ball up like this and looked down at him. That's asshole.
I think he's childish. I think that Giannis is childish.
Childish is nothing but a young asshole. Pause.
God almighty, son. But no, when I look at Giannis, I do see more childish. Like how we were talking about, like Tim Duncan, LeBron James, Steph Curry. I kind of put him in that category. Like he's playing what he's playing as a child. Dylan Brooks is just out here trying to be difficult. There was no reason for you to push this dude. Like it's a cameraman. They should have found him more than that, and they should let that cameraman get his lick back. But as long as y'all keep doing trash like this, I'm sure you guys, more the same. This is very funny though.
What's funny is Draymond and Dylan Brooks pretty much hate each other. I don't even think Dylan Brooks hates Draymond. He hates Klay Thompson. But Dylan Brooks said in Oregon, they don't like each other. You're right. That he wants to be. I'm not gonna play the clip, but he basically said, "I want to be like Draymond Green for this team. I want to play defense, facilitate, and be the heart and soul of the team." And now your idol becomes your rival. For me,
this is just trash. First of all, just say that you admire the guy. Why do you grew up wanting to be the guy and now you hate him? Like, come on, man. You're just making this up in your head. And you're not even that. That's the other part, is you're just not even that.
Well, your idols become your rivals all the time. I mean, I don't know if he's making that up. I just think they genuinely, like you just said, they genuinely don't like each other, and they are rivals. I mean, they are legit rivals. Like
they are not rivals. They are not rivals.
Well, because you got to win in order to be a rival. You got to win in order.
People who have the same job. At this job, occasionally they compete against each other. One of these guys is a Hall of Famer. One of these guys is not even in the Ring of Honor.
You are talking about individually. I'm talking about Memphis versus the Golden State Warriors.
Memphis and Golden State are not rivals. One of those teams is a dynasty. The other is Memphis.
But the last couple of years, that's why I was saying you're saying you got to win in order to be a rival. And I mean, aside from the regular season, I mean, the Grizzlies have lost to the Warriors. 2 years in a row, right? I believe.
And then I would put the Cavaliers are more of a rival when during that time period. But
during their time, yeah. But I mean, the Grizzlies were good after the Cavs, though.
Cavs were no longer good without LeBron.
At all.
Yeah, but this man
immediately they were bad.
Win something.
I agree to that
win
sentiment.
Win something.
But they do have knockdown, drag out games. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, you have rivals.
Win, then talk to me. Win, then you talk to me about a rivalry. If only one of us has ever won in this rivalry.
What do you mean ever won? I mean, the Grizzlies have won. I mean, they just haven't won in the playoffs.
Well, that's what. Okay, you know how I feel about college football, right? How I feel about basketball. What are we doing here?
What are you? We can talk about college football or your terrible fandom of Florida. It's fine if you want to. I don't care. I didn't bring that up. You opened that can of worms, or can of L's. However.
Hey, my team. I'm used to competing for a championship, or the season don't matter.
Then you need to not watch college football for the next probably 15 years. Sacramento Kings first winning season is last time y'all competed for a championship.
All right, Sacramento Kings had the first winning season in 17 years. This team constructed specifically with your two big guys here, Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox. You also have former Atlanta Hawks player, Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter. Congratulations to Kevin Huerter. I'm happy that you're in a better place now. Looks like you're having a much better time. I know that he is hurting now. Had a little hamstring issue. But yeah, rest up, heal up, and congratulations. These guys have played hard all season. And if you go back to the NBA preview, I told you this was a team to watch.
Listen, Domantas Sabonis, this may be the most even, greatest even trade
of all time.
I would say I can't say all time because I don't be knowing about all them trades trading really didn't start till the 70s. But I don't be remembering all them trades. But of recent memory, this is the most even trade between Domantas and Halliburton, because Halliburton demands the ball be in his hand because he's the point guard. He's the point guard, right? He is. That is, if you were thinking of a point guard and how they play, you would want Halliburton because he knows how to distribute the ball, right? De'Aaron Fox is arguably the fastest player in the league with the ball in his hands. So he has to have the ball in his hands. And he's a point guard. He just can score. So
I like
they needed
their
front court
system
help.
is they let both of them flourish. Because Sabonis is an elite passer.
He's averaging like a triple-double over the last 10 to 12 games or something like that.
But it's the space to let other people on your team do what they do well, and you do the same. And I think that Halliburton, and I know that when it first happened, everybody wasn't happy. And it worked out right I think for both parties. I feel like the Kings are building on a team, and I feel like the Pacers, I think next season they should be looking to compete. And I think that Halliburton, once you had that 20-point, 20-assist game, I don't think there's anything left to say.
I don't know about the Pacers because, they only signed Miles Turner to a 2-year extension. So if they are good next year, I think it's the all-in. Like, they're going to make some moves in the offseason, not to take the spotlight off the Kings because the Kings are good, but because they're going to be forever tied until those two retire or move on to other teams.
Oh, yeah.
You have to figure out what you're going to do with Miles Turner. They signed him to a deal to where they can still trade him. You still have a whole lot of young players, young guards and wings that you got to figure out your rotation for. And you just got a young team. They got a really young team.
Yeah. But they got some assets, I think, that you can package and get something back. Like, I don't know, you got Benedict Mathurin. You got not Nembhard. You do have Nembhard, but you have Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and you have Duarte.
Chris Duarte.
Yeah, so you
got Smith, the guy that got dunked on by Ja, who's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and
got a bunch of role players too. But you got a lot of assets to make a move. You probably need to go get a 4, and you have draft picks, you have players, you have shooters, and if it were me, there's a team that needs shooters and there's a team that has a whole lot of front court, Orlando Magic, I'd look at trading
I
somebody.
thought you talking about the Hawks.
No, they don't have anybody to really give us unless you want that for a shooter. Ain't nobody that they gonna willing to part that we need. But the Orlando Magic, on the other hand, have like 11 bigs, and they need shooting. Buddy Hield might be your best trade bait.
I think they just gonna teach their bigs to shoot. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna keep them all, whole team be 8 feet, and see what that looks like.
Yeah, I can see that. And finally, before we get to the Hawks, trouble in
Get your shot glass ready.
So Mitchell Robinson said, I'm tired as fuck of just being out there for cardio, fam. Like, I want to play basketball to really, like, I went from playing basketball to really just wasting my time and energy. He said he's disappearing for a while. So he didn't appear. Basically, go ahead.
I was gonna say he did come back later and kind of retracted and say that, he was just frustrated. But I mean, you have to get the bigs involved. You just can't expect somebody to play defense the whole game and rebound and be happy about it for very long.
I agree, but I disagree in this situation. That has always been his role. He's never been featured on offense. He is there to block shots and rebound the ball. That is the reason that they paid you. That's why they want you. I can understand that you want to extend yourself offensively and extend your game, but that's not why they brought you here. You are essentially cardio. You are running from rim to rim. You block the shots and you grab the rebounds. If you dunk the ball or catch a oop, that is a bonus. They have 4, 5 people that can score. You are at the bottom. You're not even a top 5 option, and you're a starter. No, bro.
Yeah, but you got to get him some plays in there.
I run some oops.
But
if Julius just scored a career high this year, bro, if Julius is scoring a career high, RJ Barrett is having a good season all of a sudden. Jalen Brunson is Jalen Brunson. Then you bring in Josh Hart, and I ain't even talk about Emmanuel Quickly. I ain't talk about him or Grimes. I didn't talk both Grimes. They playing both of them now. I just named 7 people that's gonna get the ball before you.
You're asking a lot of dirty work out of me, bro. That's all I'm saying. You asking all the dirty work out of me.
You don't think now? I'll say if the Knicks promised to get him involved in the offense more when he signed the contract, then yeah, you're wrong. But I think based on the moves that they made, you are the reason we signed you is because you are the dirty man. You the trash man. You the dirty man.
Dirty man is sick.
That's why we signed you.
I mean, but it's also like the contract is like $17 million next year, and then it's
a lot of that's good living. That's good living to be a trash man.
No, but it's going down after that. Every year it goes down, and I'm like,
the Timberwolves. Won.
Wow. I could understand the frustration there. You need to do something for a guy who's playing defense and rebounding.
Now,
otherwise you're gonna irritate people.
I mean, he played 28 minutes tonight, 0 points, 9 rebounds, 0 assists, 1 field goal, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Now they did play. They played.
How many shots did he have?
I just told you 1 shot.
Hell no, man. That's 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2.
Now they did play Rudy Gobert.
Oh, this wasn't a good night for you. That space covered, big dog. Hey, dog. Tonight was an all cardio night for you. You got to make it up on a different night, man.
Rudy went 7-9.
That's all you got to do.
Quietly as kept, since we're talking about it, Mike Conley has been a really good signing for them, for Minnesota. Yeah, 24-11. They won and beat the Knicks 140-134. Julius Randle had 57 points. RJ Barrett had 13. Brunson had 23. Quentin Grimes.
I hate
all
Knicks
them
fans.
people.
I hate Knicks fans. I hate Knicks fans. I hate Knicks fans. I'm gonna tell y'all why I hate Knicks fans. I hate Knicks fans, and I want y'all to clip this because I told you that Julius was a damn good basketball player, and they kept saying, "Oh, nah, trade him. He's washed up. He's old. He's all this. He's all that." Julius Randle is a damn good basketball player. Excellent basketball player.
I think everybody knows that.
That's
now.
it. Now they don't forget.
Well, I mean, they knew it
now.
before. He was most improved player before.
They was ready to trade him last year. Last year they was out on him, and I said, "What? He's just not your number one."
There's
but
a lot of
if you
good
get some
players
competent
who are
basketball players around him, he's a very good basketball player, and now that's what he is, just that quick. Now RJ is the guy who they looking at funny.
No, he's not. Not recently. He's averaging like 23 points a game. No, it's not. They have nobody to look funny at. Really, nobody, except for the trash man. Really, they ain't got
I
no
heard
bench.
Tibbs say some stuff about him not being aggressive and shooting twos. But either way, man, the Knicks are playing good enough basketball. But I just wanted to repeat to y'all, and I know y'all get tired of me saying I told y'all, but I told y'all Julius Randle, excellent basketball player, and he should have went to Miami.
Now that's not on him.
know he's
I mean, that's not on the Knicks. He could have signed with Miami. He could have gone over there.
That was a fatal mistake that he made.
All right, man. You ready for this shot? I was gonna try to rush through it because we still gotta go through football, but we here now, so fuck it.
Or, let me pour this right now. Not one of my favorite tequilas, so I'm not gonna tell you. It is, and ooh, Jesus.
Yep, can't pour it back in there either. Drink that.
I'm a real G. This is a double
you
shot
tripping.
because they made me too damn mad.
It's
Thoughts
a
and
single
prayers
shot.
to the Hawks season. Thoughts and prayers to this team. Blow it up. Free
Shout
John
out to
Collins. Trade to OKC.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a good place to start. Woo!
And I'm fine. Just like that, I feel way better. Y'all ready to podcast now? PODCAST. Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you.
My friends.
Give the bartender. Eating up in this thing now, boy.
The Hawks. Last week, I said, hey, the Hawks have, we talked about the Hawks hovering around 500. I said, yes, but the next 4 to 5 games, we have a possibility of winning. We had just got blown out by the Celtics. Not blown out. We had just lost to the Celtics. I said we play the Timberwolves, the Warriors, the Spurs, the Pistons, the Timberwolves again, the Pacers, the Grizzlies, and then we go Grizzlies, Cavs, Nets, Mavericks, Bulls. So, but that 5 games should get us, 5 or 6 games should get us comfortably ahead of 500. Boy, was I foolish. We lost to the Timberwolves 136-115. That we're a 500 team and we're going to stay at 500.
I said, don't get your hopes up. I said, I don't care who we play. We have the ability to lose because that's what we specialize in doing.
We came back against the Timberwolves and lost 136-115, and it wasn't that close. I think the Timberwolves were up by 30 at one point, 35. We then came back and beat the Warriors at home, but the Warriors can't play on the road. And they didn't have Draymond.
And we almost tricked that game off. Don't forget that.
And well, I don't call tricking that off. I mean, it's Steph Curry. Steph Curry and Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson got hot again. And there's really nothing you could do. Steph Curry was shooting from the logo.
But we can't close games. Let's just go ahead and say it, Reggie. We could get up. I mean, clearly, we could get up by 100 points and find a way to lose the game. 24 to be exact.
So the Hawks then ended up playing the Spurs. And DeJounte Murray's return home to San Antonio. Not home. Return to San Antonio. The Hawks scored 83 points in the first half. 83. Had our highest point total of the season and a half. One of, if not the highest point total first half of any team in the NBA.
Oh, no. Let's clarify. That was the most points scored in a half by any team in the NBA all season.
Right.
And
I said we had 83
Reggie
points.
tells y'all everything else that's going to happen, I want you to think to yourself, damn, it's the Hawks, and they scored the most points of any team all season. Can this go bad?
The Hawks were up by 24 points with under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. 24 points. The Hawks lost that game, ladies and gentlemen. They lost that game 126 to 118. I'm going to say that score again so that y'all can do some math real quick. We scored 83 points in the first half and scored 118 points for the game. Quick math tells you that means we scored 35 points in the whole damn second half. 35 points.
83 in the first.
35. Now,
17.5 points per quarter.
I went back and looked at that game.
I'm sorry.
And because it was my dad's birthday, so I couldn't watch the game, so I was following it on Twitter. And I just turned my phone off.
Celebrated your black dad instead of celebrating our sorry ass team.
Well, I was, but I always follow the score just to see what's going on. I only follow the scores to see what they're doing with John Collins. Honestly, that's the only reason I follow. And we were up, and I put my phone away. I said, "It's over with. It's a wrap. It's done. Peace out." 83 points. We about to score 150. John Collins got is 4-7. Trey ain't even going crazy. Trey only got 9 points. We know he about to shoot the lights out in the second half. Bruh.
He did.
When you go look at that game, the 83 points, it's like you use all of your fire on NBA Jam. We were hitting shots that we shouldn't have hit. We were taking bad shots.
Oh, Lord.
We were taking awful shots. We were hitting circus shots. Everything that you could
wanna
do.
Know what we were doing? We were having a game like teams have against us.
We were going crazy. And as I was watching the game, I said, rewatching the game, I'm sorry. I said, they just stopped hitting these shots. It's nothing that San Antonio did. San Antonio really didn't do anything.
Oh, no, they did. They got to a point where Devin Vassell and the other boy could not miss. Now, that was a little frustrating for me. I have to be honest. I don't know if those guys hit those shots regularly, if not play against DeJounte Murray. There is,
That's fair.
How you feel
you had a little bit more
like,
to do.
Oh, y'all, this team is not trying to win. And I need to be out of here. And the people who get left behind, they're going to feel away. And when they see you, smoke.
Well, I don't think he said they weren't trying to win. I think he was saying their timeline doesn't match his. By the time they execute their plan, he was going to be like 30.
I understand that, Reggie, but you know how them kids, No,
I'm not. I agree.
They took it just like when Andre Iguodala said, "Nah, I'm not ever gonna report to Memphis." Same thing, and
a little bit different though. A little bit different. San Antonio and Memphis, two different teams now. Memphis was in the playoffs.
Yeah, but they channeled their Memphis for one night. I watched the game, and I was like, and the thing about it is their players are big. Like, they're more of your new hybrid, bigger wings.
They're the 2008 Hawks.
Yes.
That's what they are.
And
they got a bunch of 6'6" to 6'10" guys. 6'10" to 6, and they can all shoot or dribble or do something, and they're all athletic. What's the Dennis Rodman, the new Dennis Rodman, the guy with the
Jeremy Shochan. I like him a lot too.
I like him a
lot. Free throws,
but he shoot regular threes.
Yes. He's kind of skinny, lanky, like early Dennis Rodman.
No, he's
but
not.
I like how he's not. No, he's always with the smoke.
He's solid.
He's not
he's
afraid of.
He's solid. He's got a strong lower body.
He's not afraid to get in the fray. And yeah, they just played tough. Like the Spurs, I don't know if they'll get it together on ever on a timeline, but the players are good. And like I said, Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell are the worst nightmare for our team. And
focusing on the Spurs here, I think they are what they were before they got Tim Duncan. Maybe not as, probably not as good, because even when they had Tim Duncan, before they had Tim Duncan, they had David Robinson. They don't have a David Robinson, but the way the NBA is set up, you have to tank in order to. And that's what I'm saying. If they get Wembanyama, all of a sudden, all them young players that y'all talking about is. I'm like, man, you give a 7'5" dude that can post and shoot.
And I hate to say it, but hey, if they get Wembanyama, you might have should have stayed in San Antonio.
Nah, they wouldn't get Wembanyama if he stayed in San Antonio.
How much better do you think this team is in the West with?
I think they'd be at the bottom of the lottery. I think they would, instead of having a 30% chance, they'd have a 5% chance or 3% chance or whatever. I think they're fringe. With DeJounte Murray, they could be a fringe playing team.
So you think they're like the Jazz, basically?
Portland.
Okay. That's fair. I don't hate that.
Portland.
I don't hate that.
But without him, they are the favorite to land Victor Wembanyama. So, but if they get him, there's a problem.
I want to double back now.
but with, and remember, OKC got Chet Holmgren. Remember, Chet Holmgren out there doing warm-ups. OKC got Chet Holmgren on the bench, chilling, getting stronger. He's gained 15 pounds of muscle. I just want to let y'all know that.
I gotta see that to believe it.
The I put it in the group. The Hawks ended up blowing this game.
Sorry ass team we got.
And then right after this, Sam Presti believes that the Thunder have enough assets to, which they do, to offer the Atlanta Hawks a deal for Trae Young this summer. The Hawks will explore the potential idea of trading Trae this summer, per Jake Fisher in the NBA Insider.
Yes, my answer is yes. And the thing about it is, I feel very good because out of the options, give me SGA to check.
They're not doing that.
Okay, I actually had these guys. I'm glad that we came to this. Josh Giddey.
Yeah, he'd be in the trade for sure. That's your two.
Are you saying Josh Giddey and Jalen Williams?
You gotta make the money match.
Oh, I mean, if then it's
Josh Giddey's on his rookie contract. You'd have to give us.
It's gotta be.
You'd have to give us multiple players. You'd have to give us Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, and.
Then the answer is yes for me.
And probably.
We're good right there.
No, I mean the money don't match.
Oh, I want to pick too. I gotta have a pick.
Yeah, I mean they got all of them. Between the Jazz and OKC, they have all the picks. So you can take whatever pick you want, whatever. But I mean, so it would probably have to be Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, and Jalen Williams for Trae, and then you might have to give them a pick or a pick swap or something. Because Lou Dort just signed that contract extension. You would keep SGA, Chet Holmgren, and Trae, and then you would send Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, and Jalen Williams, one of the Jalens, to the Hawks, and that's probably how it works. Or Pacheco. I'm not Pacheco. Patarini? What's his name?
Oh, Patarini was damn punter for Hampton.
What's up, Patarini? Pokachevsky. God, I couldn't think of his name.
Oh, I would like Paco.
Maybe you keep Jalen and give us Paco. Or you give us SGA straight up, which I don't see how that benefits them at all.
Well, I mean,
unless you make Josh Giddey the point guard, which then why would you make that trade? You already have Josh Giddey.
No. DeJounte Murray is the point guard. Josh Giddey is the shooting guard. DeAndre.
No. You're missing the point. I'm saying, why would you make that trade if you're gonna? Why would you make that trade? You already have Josh Giddey that can be the point guard, and you have a scoring point guard in SGA. Why would you make this trade?
Trade from Oklahoma. At the end of the day, now let's be real. SGA and Trey and Chet and Victor is a monstrous team there. Let me be very clear.
Chet
that
and
team
Victor.
is.
Where you get Victor from? Oh, because all the picks.
Yeah, and I couldn't ask them to give up the Victor pick. So their best pick this year.
What is the Victor pick?
What I'm saying is you can ask for a different first round pick other than their absolute best pick this year. The absolute best pick this year, there's no way that you can get that because
give me your
Victor
trade.
is available, we want it.
Give me your trade. Trade to OKC.
I want Pokusevski. I want Josh Giddey. And I want either give me Jalen Williams. Nope, that's not the money is not straight on that. They're on rookie deals. So you're right.
You got to get Lou Dort.
Giddey,
You got to take Lou Dort.
Dort and Pokusevski and 2 first.
For trade?
Not this year's first.
Wow.
Yeah. He's on a deal already, too. That's the other part. This deal will be good.
And they got the money for it because everybody else is on rookie deals. Like literally.
Exactly. That's the reason I'm giving you Trey on a deal. It's like 2 or 3. Like, it's not going to be a problematic deal for you. You can have him and SGA. Everybody else is on a rookie deal. You are immediately contenders for a championship. Trey is your veteran leader.
You have to make more moves
and you have
for the Hawks because that's you now bring in 3 players for one to a coach that only runs a 9-man rotation. So you'd have to move them rookies. All them rookies we got is pretty much out of there.
No, Pokusevski is a bench player. Lou Dort goes to the bench.
Lou Dort it would be your starting something. Lou Dort,
He's not starting with DeAndre Hunter.
He's a 2.
Giddey's at the 2.
You paid Dort.
Giddey's at the 2.
So you would bring. Well, I don't know what Lou Dort's contract is.
I'm telling you right now, my 1 is DeJounte Murray. My number 2 is Josh Giddey. My number 3 is DeAndre Hunter.
He's 5 years, $82 million. He's more than Bogey.
Bogey, you already know Bogey's out of there. He's a cooked goose.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's more than Bogey. I'm not sure you bench 5 years, $82 million at 16 and a half.
He's cheaper than DeAndre Hunter. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have a shot to this working out. I think Trey looks excellent in Oklahoma orange. Are you drinking with me, or are you just?
You about to say something disrespectful, aren't you? Yep.
I was surely going to say something immensely disrespectful, and it's only because it's a celebration today.
What's the celebration?
But always remember, if you're looking to trade Trey, please do it quietly or get you fired like Travis Slick.
Let's talk after this shot. I'm gonna take a shot at how stupid the damn Hawks are. You mean like record it tomorrow? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take a shot to how stupid the Hawks are. Did you take a shot already?
Let's do it. Yes, to bad ideas. We're drinking shots on a Monday night, and the Hawks signed Bogey to a 4-year, $68 million. There's no reason to do this deal. Not a single reason. We already were trying not to go over the cap. He's good when he can play, but unfortunately he's hurt too much. I'm not upset about us not signing Kevin Huerter. I think that Kevin Huerter needs to be in a different system and a different team. I feel more and more like that for more and more of our players. But I'm also not signing Bogey to this deal. He is way too old for this deal. You know how I feel about the Serbian sniper. There's nothing. My dad would say, I need this deal like I need a hole in my head.
Your dad old. Your dad been old for a long time.
Name is Lester.
Bogey is turning. We're going to come back to that because we talked about that earlier. Retired black names. That's one. Ain't too many young Lesters out there.
Oh, for sure.
Cletus.
Hey, your name is Kenneth. What are you talking?
There's a little baby boy in the neighborhood named Kenneth right now.
And it's just him by himself.
No. I mean, he is a fourth, I believe. But it's like LOA.
My middle name is retired, so I get it.
What is it? Oh, yeah, Paul. Paul's not retired. You still get Paul's.
Last time you met a new Paul.
I also don't meet a lot of new.
No,
because we don't meet a lot of people. We at the age we don't really meet a lot of new people that we remember.
How many of your friends' kids? How many of your friends' kids' name is Paul? 0.
Not a lot of my
0.
friends have kids.
Shout out to Kyrie.
Anyway, let's talk about how stupid the damn Hawks are. This is pissing me off. I sent this to Norwood. No, Norwood sent this to me. Put it in the group. And my immediate response while I'm in a meeting was, the Hawks are damn stupid. Unmuted mic. Did not mean to say that in the meeting, but I said the Hawks are damn stupid. The reason we traded Kevin Huerter was because 4 years, 60, whatever, we did not want to pay him more than 4 years, $65 million. We wanted to get up under the cap. We then, I guess we kind of did get up under the cap because we brought in, well, no, we really didn't. We then made a flurry of moves.
No. His contract is basically the same as it's going to be. That contract puts us basically over the cap already. While I do understand what it means as far as like right now, it's 18% of the cap. Going forward, it'll only be 13% of the cap. I do understand that. But realistically, I'm not signing Bogey to any 4-year deal. I need to look at the guaranteed money. I will hope that this would be like a 3-year deal. But
he had a player option already. Remember?
Huh?
He had a player option after this year anyway, so he could.
Yes. But at worst, we're going to do that for 1 season. But honestly, with the addition of AJ Griffin, there is not a reason in the world that I would keep Bogey around unless y'all are trying to trade him. And I mean, I wouldn't assign him to a 4-year deal. I think that you could.
It's a 3-year deal with a club option. It's a 3-year deal with a club option.
What?
I mean, it's a 4-year deal, but a club option after the 3rd year.
After the 3rd year, so it's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
I don't hate
and
it
it's
as
declining.
much. That's
18,
sellable.
17, 16.
That's actually sellable. I think that's a sellable deal.
So that's my point.
I don't hate it no more.
I don't think that this deal was made to keep Bogey. I think this deal was made to package Bogey with John Collins and send him somewhere. They've been trying to get John Collins out of there for 4 years. They know how good John Collins can be, which is why the asking price was so high. But everybody knows that y'all not going to give John Collins the ball anyway. So they end up like, we'll give you a 2nd-round pick for him. And we're like, no, we want a 1st-round pick. And they're like, well, y'all just sit there and let y'all locker room implode.
Because once you look at it that way, it's $68 million divided by 4. How much is that a year?
68 divided by 4.
By 4, 17 million.
17
then you got
million
John at 25 million. So what you got right now is John at 25 million and Bogey at 17 million. What you probably want is 220 millions back, which is Jeremy Grant and somebody
for the Blazers at the 4.
Yeah, but you're looking for 2 $20 million players back. So you're looking at Bogey, who's a guy who you can cut bait with in 3 years. He's still going to be a good shooter. He's a smart veteran player. You have John Collins, who you still have early in the career. You might think that you're probably paying a little bit extra for him. But if you know what you're doing, you see the value. And that's still a team-friendly deal at $25 million as the cap goes up.
Yeah.
It's a sellable deal. You can sell that. You can sell that. I don't know.
You could sign and trade.
I
I think that gives you a lot of leverage. You could sign and trade Cam Johnson for Cam Johnson.
Well, no. See, the issue is trying to move. You got to get $40 million back.
The Nets have multiple players. You could get sign and trade Cam Johnson. And you could take another player. Pick one.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that Cam Johnson is better than John Collins?
I'm going to answer this like Norwood says. For what the Hawks want to do, plant somebody in the corner to shoot threes, Cam Johnson is a better fit for what the Hawks want to do.
You're right. You're 100% right.
I mean, look at it. They're trying to do that with Sadiq Bey.
You're right.
And then that also, there you go. You then could trade those two for Cam Johnson and whatever, and then re-sign Sadiq Bey, who's looking for a DeAndre Hunter type contract, which is $20 million.
You're right. I mean, I see what they're. I think we see what we're doing. I just hope something works out. At this point, I'm trade John Collins, do whatever it takes, at least make the team want to play basketball again.
Blow that bitch up. Throw a grenade at that mug and let it go. At this point,
what?
With the moves that you're making, you went and got DeJounte Murray, you froze out John Collins, you fired Nate, you fired Schlink, you bring in all of these people, you traded Kevin Huerter, who is now being acknowledged as one of the best shooters in the league by the best scorer that I've ever seen in my life. He said it multiple times, and Kevin Durant has said that, right? The team is now third in the West.
I'm not mad at moving Kevin Huerter though, because I don't feel like I just don't feel like his toughness was gonna get it done.
Who'd you replace him with?
The answer is AJ Griffin.
But who did they replace him with? I guess they'd replace him with DeJounte Murray would be the starting two.
Yeah, I mean that's an upgrade. It's for sure an upgrade.
That's fair. That is an upgrade, assuming that you can keep DeJounte.
Yes, and AJ Griffin. Like AJ Griffin is a part about this that should, and then even in the game today, Blue, he still played out. He came right in the game and went torch mode. And now the
he
more
ain't been that way
issue
recently. But
you're right.
I'll let you finish, but I'm gonna bring up a parallel that I've seen. But go ahead.
Shoot, no, you good.
The parallel that I've seen is Nate refused to play Jalen Johnson, the young player, and he played AJ Griffin. AJ Griffin got minutes and balled out, but Nate only runs a 9-man rotation normally. He does not like to run 10-man rotation. Somebody outside, 10-man rotation. Oh. So if he only runs a 9-man rotation, somebody was gonna be left out. Can you hear me?
Yep.
He chose Jalen Johnson to be left out. Quinn Snyder runs a 9-man rotation. He had to choose somebody to be left out. He chose AJ Griffin instead of Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson, as a result of more minutes, is flourishing. AJ Griffin on the bench is struggling. It's the same dynamic. It's just a different coach.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like if I'm Quentin Snyder, Jalen Johnson is a more pressing matter than AJ Griffin. Especially at the power forward position, I have to figure something out here pretty quickly. I'm going to move.
You know they got to get John forward. Yeah.
And I need to figure out what I have in Jalen Johnson, or do I need to move him too? Specifically because the other part about this is I have to figure out the other decision with my other big. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with Clint Capella and Onyeka Okongwu because I can't go in the next season with both of them.
Woo! And as much as I love Onyeka Okongwu, the last 3 games he's averaging 17 and 9, 1.3 blocks at like 25 minutes a game. And he is flourishing, dog. Like the more he plays, he just out hustles everybody. He's strong as an ox, and nobody talks about that part. He really doesn't get moved out of the way ever by anybody. He moves his feet well, And now he's added, I ain't gonna say he's added the corner three because he's only hit one, but you only need to hit one to make people respect it. And
he's willing to shoot the free throw
jump hook, the free throw hand. I don't know what the push shot is what they call it. The push shot.
He'll shoot like a legit midi. Like it's a mid range. Y'all leaving me unchecked. It's a shot. It's a shot that you can't get Clint Capella to shoot.
And everything tells you that OO should start. And I mean, Quinn Snyder is basically playing them starter minutes in the way it is, except for the fact that he's 6'8". That's the only problem. If he were 6'10", he would be in line probably for a $80 million contract, $80 to $100 million.
I mean, Clint, see you later. Don't call. I mean,
he's just 6'8".
It's too short.
He's so good against anybody that's 6'10" and shorter. But once you hit that 6'11" mark, he really, except for Giannis, he really can't do nothing with you. Like, and even the 7-footers, he plays Embiid tough as hell. Tough as hell. Embiid is just Embiid. He's Embiid Elijah. But Embiid's he doesn't struggle against anybody. But he has to work really, really hard against Onyeka Okongwu. Giannis has his worst games of his career against Onyeka. What's his name? Joker. They take Joker out of the game for OO. When OO comes in the game, they take Joker out.
No, that ain't.
No, go ahead, ask it. We here.
I was thinking maybe like Draymond and Moses Moody
for Okongwu
and Collins.
Why would you want Draymond? Draymond deal's expired after this year, ain't it?
As a backup 4? Nope. Because him and Jalen Johnson would do the same thing. No, doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're going to get rid of 2 front court players and you're trying to get 2 wings. So you need a front court player. You need a 4. You'd have to probably I think Golden State would be more willing to give up Kuminga versus John.
They're not giving up Kuminga.
Well, I mean, they ain't nobody else they can give me. I'm not. So to answer your question, no, I don't want Draymond.
It's no.
The correct answer is you go to Houston and try to get somebody, one of them young players, any of them young players.
That's only if they. Now that is a legitimate answer if they get Wembanyama, because then they got to give up one.
Or
still doesn't make any sense.
I always say you can go to Orlando, but you don't want to trade within the division because that means you got to see both of them 4 to 8 times a year.
They're not giving up. Yeah, they're not giving up either one. Orlando's not an option either. If they get Wembanyama, no.
Not even if they get Wembanyama. I'm just talking about if you were to make the trade. They would make the trade in hopes of them getting Wembanyama.
What would you give up? You get Wendell Carter back?
Wendell Carter.
Paulo Banchero would be a party, though. God damn.
It would probably be you would probably get not Wembanyama. You would probably get who you just said. Wendell Carter Jr. And they just traded Mo Bamba because they're not giving up Bol now.
He kind of faltered.
Franz?
I would not be surprised if they're smart. They might sell Bol right now.
Oh yeah, Bol. I take him. I'll do that. You have to. That's what you got to do because Bol he relieves your backup center, starting power forward role. He's basically John Collins just without the hops, but he has more handles and shot. And then you have the backup by Wembanyama, and you can play Jalen at that wing position and just let them. I'm not Wembanyama. I keep saying Wembanyama. Wendell Carter Jr. You can play Jalen,
and Wendell Carter's cheaper. You would actually that would be an ideal move for the Hawks, and you get John Collins to Florida where he wants to be.
But you have to play him.
I don't hate that.
And he's gonna try to dunk on you every time. He's gonna try to destroy Trey, assuming that you keep Trey.
And you gotta hope that they don't get one thing. Paulo Banchero, John Collins. Oh, Jonathan Isaac.
Well, he's hurt again. He's hurt again, and you don't know with his injury history.
Yeah, but he hurt for the end of this season.
You think?
Let me tell you.
They didn't think he was going to be out for 2
right.
years.
You're right. You're right. I saw him announce his injuries at church. But if that does work, that is in your conference division. That's Southeast. You gonna see that? Woo! They'll do terrible things to you. Son.
Nobody wants Mo Wagner. No. Matter of fact,
man, hell no.
Now that we're talking about Jonathan Isaac, if you go to that church,
Reggie, what did I tell y'all? I said when it happened, I said, I don't think that this is a good idea. I don't like tempting fate.
That man said he's fully healed and said it was the name of God. He's going to finish. He said he's going to finish the season. That man got hurt.
And I said, that
2 games later.
It works. You don't do that. And what did you do? That.
So, interesting enough. But let's move on because we're gonna cut this short at basketball. We're gonna finish football tomorrow. But we're gonna finish the Hawks though. 4 straight seasons of 100 steals for DeJounte Murray, only player in the NBA with such an active streak right now. If it's one thing he can do is play passing lanes, and he can anticipate a lot, and he can distribute. What I have seen recently, he gambles. He's like a cornerback. He's like Asante Samuel. I think I said that. He's Asante Samuel.
No, Diggs. That's who he really is. High risk, high reward.
No, Diggs is feast or famine. Either he gets the pick or he gets a touchdown. DeJounte at least gonna get back into the play a little bit. He makes heady basketball plays, but he does gamble a lot. But it pays off because he came over to the Hawks and averaged like five steals the first 2 months of the season. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay. Like, this is insane.
And he got 100 steals with plenty of basketball to be played there. It's not a ton of games, but it's also enough games. This is the reason I hate to say it. It looks like Trey is the candidate to go. Because you got a good defender in him. You got a good defender in Hunter.
If they trade Trae Young, I would. I'm joking because I don't have that money yet, but I would try to come up with some type of money to pay Nate and Travis Schlink to come on to the Splashcast and laugh at the new regime for doing exactly what they said that they should do before they got fired.
If y'all follow the Twitter, I retweeted every game a couple things. I retweet the fact that Nate took the defense when he left. And I also tweet that Nate and Travis Schlink are somewhere cackling on the phone every night. And I legitimately think so. It is no way that they expected to get Quinn Snyder, to fire Nate, to get Quinn Snyder to do this. And if I'm Quinn Snyder, I can't lie. I have to legitimately consider, how do I really want to do this next season?
You can have the money back. Signing bonus and all. I'm out. Back to Utah. I go.
This team is broken. We lost to San Antonio after being up by 24 points. Bro, go home. Spend time with your wife and kids.
Well, the thing that Nate didn't do, and that really ultimately got him fired, is he didn't develop any players during the season. He developed them in the offseason. He worked on development, but he did not work on that during the season. Part of the reason we say that was Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson was averaging like 40 points a game in G League and said, I would rather go to the G League than sit up here on the bench and not play. Another player.
Double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, and passing the ball.
5 assists, 3 steals, and a block a game or something. We talk about the Braves having a great farm system, and it's afforded us to be where we are today. Not a lot is talked about the Hawks, but there's not many Hawks players that come from the G League or that we've drafted in the second round that come up and are bad. Tyrese Martin set a franchise record for the College Park G League affiliate, College Park Skyhawks. 46 points, 9 rebounds on 9 three-pointers made. If you remember, we talked about Tyrese Martin. I said I think he's getting his sea legs when it comes to the NBA because he did this smooth, like double behind the back crossover dunk on you. And I said, that's not a G League move. Well, if you look at these highlights, if you're listening, we're watching highlights of him hit one of his 9 3-pointers, and in terms of his 50 points. And he hit the game winner. He is a problem. And when he came in, when he was up there with the Hawks, when they called him up towards the end of the season this season, every time he came in the game, he would score immediately. Our farm system is good. And I think that's what Nate got him fired. That's what got Nate fired. But you might have to start putting some respect more. Y'all not respecting Schlink in terms of the farm system that he built. And I didn't think about that until this segment.
Do not forget about your boy. What's his name?
Sharif Cooper.
Sharif leading the G League in points.
And Forrester that came from the Skyhawks and is now on the Hawks roster. Like there's multiple players.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but there's no place to even move Maxey up and play him. Or you know what?
Who? Him?
Aaron Holiday. I get Aaron Holiday right out of there.
Man, hell yeah. Aaron Holiday, I mean, unfortunately, because you signed Bogey, and hopefully they sign it and what we thought about works, but you signed Bogey. And Bogey was the way that I look at Bogey.
I don't understand how you can look at the season of Bogey and the season of AJ Griffin and even consider signing Bogey. Unless you're planning immediately to trade.
Which I think that they'll do in the offseason.
I mean, but you got to wait until the end. You got to wait till right before the season to do it. But he's a shooter, so that don't matter. Yeah, he ain't playing defense anyway.
You know, I mean, Philly would take him today. Philly needs shooting right now.
You're right.
Spot up shooting from the wing, he would be insane in Philly. Or, I mean, LA. Both of them. The Clippers just traded away all they shooting.
I don't want nothing they got.
Do the Clippers?
Anybody.
Bogey and Clint for Zubac. And some picks. Well, you ain't got no picks because you traded them all for Paul George and what's his name? But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a pause. We will be back tomorrow, same time, 8:30.
Absolutely.
We're gonna finish the football segment. This segment has turned out to be 3 hours and 39 minutes, including the pregame. But it was all good podcasts. So you could tell we're not actually like exhausted like before. This was just good conversation. But we do have lives outside of the podcast. I have a child who has been crying for the last 20 minutes that I need to go check on. Her mother's here.
Oh Lord.
And her grandmama was here. So she's good. So we'll be back. Same bat channel, same bat time, same bat place. See y'all tomorrow. Peace out.
And if you're a Hawks fan, have a shot for me. It's rough out here.
And I'm going to sleep because